Get your snacks because this one's bizarre. This is the law of Maria and Bret. So this is our OG Bret. Bret agrees to be a sperm donor in May 2021. Now this is Maria. This is a 30-year-old that wanted to have a baby. Maria had her birth control removed on May the 7th. They must have had sexy time. And then Bret moves to California on May the 21st. Bret is living his best life in California, and he takes a photo of himself with other family members and other friends and posts it on social media. Maria sees this and I think starts to get a little bit jealous. So she contacts Bret and says, "You need to come back home because I have something to tell you." She eventually reveals that she's pregnant with his baby. Upon learning about the pregnancy, Bret congratulates Maria, thinking that was it. It was meant to be one shot wonder. She's happy, he's going back to California. But this all changed when Maria starts to involve Bret's family into her pregnancy and the birth of her child, inviting them to baby showers and really including them in the whole process. Bret finds out about this and he gets upset and thinks that he should be stepping up as a father. So he moves back home to be there for the birth of his child. He signed the birth certificate and decided to be an active participant in the child's life. So after the child is born, he allows Maria to stay in his Airbnb while he's still living with his parents. He apparently lets her live there for free, so he's losing all this money while this is occurring, but he thinks that's what being a good dad is all about. I need to take care of the mother of my child and my child. So he pays for child support, he's back paying child support, he's throwing a lot of money at Maria. So throughout this time, Maria wants them to become a family, but he has no interest in being in a relationship with Maria. He just has an interest in being in his child's life. She becomes very manipulating, withholding the child from him. He pays her more, then he's able to see the child, and it becomes like this toxic circle of, you can see the child if you do what I want you to do. As time goes by, Maria has moved on with someone else, and Bret meets Nurse Hadley, a TikToker and a medical professional. So Nurse Hadley calculates the pregnancy, and they come to the conclusion that Bret would have been away in California while the baby was conceived. And this starts the wheels turning. Bret decides to do 2 DNA tests, which Maria denies and thinks it's all false because they were at-home tests. So then he goes on social media to show the proof that the DNA tests were real. She then goes on to social media to show proof that the DNA tests were false. So then Maria files a restraining order, and the judge, based on her claims, orders Bret to remove his posts. Bret shows a video of Maria stating that anyone could have made up the DNA results, prompting him to get a court-ordered DNA test, which they do. And what happens? He's not the father, Maury. So the court-order test confirms that he was not the father, and all the evidence that Maria provided throughout the court proceedings were actually false. There were images of him and her together. She was trying to tell a story that they were in a loving relationship, and she apparently photoshopped the whole thing. Bret believes Maria trapped him into raising a child that was not his, as the conception dates and DNA do not match. He plans to provide more evidence, and so far Maria has not spoken out. What do you think?